Today on Simply Happy Conversations, I'm talking with Jacqui, one of the co-founders of Play All Day app. She's also the founder of Rudy Nudie Designs, waterproof play mats and picnic rugs, and they've got the most beautiful, fun designs. And I've asked her here today to share how Play All Day app can reduce mental clutter and also encourage play. Welcome, Jacqui.
Thanks, Naz. Can I call you Naz?
Yeah, that's right. so that's, I suppose, the background that we're actually friends outside of this. And I don't actually, I haven't interviewed friends on my podcast. So it's great to actually have you here because we've talked about it for years because we started our business almost at the same time. So Rudy Nudie's been going for 8 years?
Yep, seven and a half. Yeah, you must have just been a bit ahead of me. So
no, I think I'm 7.5 too. So that's right. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So maybe start with though, if you were a Barbie doll, what 2 accessories would you come with? Just so that people can get a bit of an idea of the things you like to do outside of running 2 businesses now.
Okay. Well, I definitely have a puppy. Can you have a puppy for an accessory?
Yeah, definitely. You can have a puppy. Yep.
And I'd probably have a surfboard. Because I surf a lot, but because I want to surf a lot. So I've actually tried to learn to surf in the last couple of years, and so that's just been. So I was never much of a Barbie girl, and I would probably not go the traditional accessories, but that's what I go.
Oh no, it's not about the traditional accessories. It's all about the things that you like, and it's so funny because I do credit you for that question that I borrowed from your content a few years ago because I absolutely loved it. I loved how it just evokes like people's interest and hobbies and makes them really think about the little accessories to bring along.
Oh, I think we're back.
Yes, we're back now. So back with your surfing. What like are you only then a summer surfer or a winter and summer surfer if you were to go out with the kids?
I have been a summer surfer, and I love the idea of being a winter surfer, but I've absolutely chickened out this winter and haven't been out. So, I'm going to say summer. I've turned into a fair weather.
Do you have? You need all the equipment though. You need the gloves. You need the booties, and the proper wetsuit. I think as well.
Yeah. I think I'd be okay with what I've got booties, and I've got a good thick wetsuit, so I have no excuses. I would be okay in that. I just haven't. I've just not felt the need for cold water this winter.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just go and watch Sean do it down at Torquay, and that's enough for me as well.
Yeah,
the walk on the beach is enough.
Oh yeah, I'm obsessed with walking on the beach, but I just don't need to go in the water at the moment. Yeah.
So what strengths do you bring to both Play All Day app, but also to Rudy Nudie that make, both, you've got 2 products now that makes them so unique?
I wonder sometimes actually what strengths there are. No, I think I always have big visions of what it can be, and I love the creative side. I just don't like the nitty gritty. I'm not a very good process driven person. And so I go off track a lot, but I love the big, shiny, fun stuff. So, so it's probably the creative ideas that I sort of really get into.
And that makes a perfect CEO. So you can delegate all the jobs to everybody else.
Well, yes. And it's interesting because Rudy Nudie, I do have a good little team who really can get lots done, but they're still small businesses, so you still have to be doing the doing as well. And with the app, I guess we're sort of back to square one of starting out, and really it's hands-on, nitty-gritty, doing the work. So I'm really trying to get my processes going at the moment. But I probably, and marketing is probably the strong point that I have, that I sort of bring to the table of finding ways to get it out and spread the word that way.
And even just our conversation before, like I find that as soon as you've got an idea, you're like, yes. And I could see you going, right, I need to get off this and start some of those ideas. Yeah, which is great.
I think that's the challenge of being a mum as well, of having businesses, because you can see all of these things and it feels like sometimes like you're stuck in mud with your hands tied behind your back and you're just like, I just want to get on to doing it and I just want to get my teeth into it. But you just have to stop and breathe because kids are priority. and that's, you've got to find that balance of family first, career second. But gosh, there's so much inspiration that you could just dive in and be a workaholic.
Yes. And that's the thing I find now. My kids are like slightly older than yours. And even on the weekend, they weren't around and they were doing their own things. And I was like, I've got a whole weekend to just work on my business. And I had days either side. So it was fantastic. So it will come. It just is going to be
Yeah.
time, a couple more years for you.
Yes. I'm clinging on to those years as well while I can.
Yeah, I know, because then you look back and go, oh, they don't want to hang out with me anymore.
I know. I dread those days. So yeah.
So how did the Play All Day app come about?
Good question. Well, so I've had Rudy Nudie for 7.5 years, and the playmat started out as a waterproof playmat built for nappy-free playtime, and it was this small little playmat. And then someone said, "Oh, they'd be really good for messy and sensory play," and I went, "Oh yeah, I don't know much about messy and I mean, we do lots of messy play with the kids, but I hadn't really thought about using the playmats for that." So we made a bigger one, which was great for sensory messy play. And then all of a sudden, it was probably early 2020, and we'd really got these playmats set up, and we just started getting into play accounts and people who are using them for play. And then everyone is in lockdown for COVID, and everyone's looking for activities to do at home, and the playmats were just in the right place, right time. So it just exploded into this natural, organic path of building into messy and sensory play, and I just found myself in this messy and sensory play world. And so then I worked with Gemma and Emma, who I've partnered up with on it, because they've got beautiful play accounts. And so I was working with both of them. Gemma actually also worked for Rudy Nudie and helped with social media and customer service. And then I was talking to Gemma along the way, and I'd said, "Oh, have you got any ideas or business ideas you'd like to do?" And she said, "I'd really like to create an app that's got lots of play ideas and everything else." And I thought about it, and just a couple of weeks later, I said to her, "Hey, would you be interested in partnering on that? Because I really love the idea of that too. And I feel like it's this natural progression of sort of going forth and expanding more into play." And then she said, "Oh yeah, absolutely, because I never would have done it myself, really. It was just an idea, but I just needed someone to do it with." And then I said, "Who would be great? It'd be Emma." And I'd been working with her, and Gemma and Emma didn't know each other.
Oh,
And I said,
really?
I said, "Emma would be amazing, because she's got such a beautiful range of play activities, and she homeschools her 4 daughters, and her account just went gangbusters over COVID." Anyway, and so we invited Emma, and she jumped at it. She was like, "Yeah, I'm in." So the three of us have like teamed up. So I've really helped work on the app and building the app, and I mean, we all have, but I've been working with the developer to really bring that to life. And then it's Emma and Gemma's content, and and their whole knowledge about play. Emma's a former primary school teacher and early childhood educator, and Gemma's a really passionate play advocate, who's just like really delved into understanding play and how it affects development and all the benefits that come from it with her boys. But all the brains together has just created this amazing little app that we've finally launched.
And I love that the touch of Rudy Nudie is behind, because that's used in so many of the activities
Yeah.
that you can see on their accounts, which you've now been able to use within the app as well.
Yeah, that's right. And I think when you find messy play these days, it's so often that there'll be a Rudy Nudie mat under it. So it's perfect within the app as well. And of course, it's one of the brands we love in the app. So it's a natural little segue into, if you're going to do messy play, you probably needed a Rudy Nudie mat. But yeah, they are separate entities, but it's all tied in really nicely.
Yeah, beautiful. And you do need those mats, because even when I was doing a lot more sort of hands-on with some of my clients, the little kids that I worked with, I had your mat and I loved it, because I just bring it home, stick it in the washing machine, and then put it out to dry, and it was dry the next day. It was so good. Yeah.
Yeah, you need it. No, they really are so helpful to catch that mess. So
yeah. So who's the app for? Like, what age groups would you be thinking that should be looking at checking it out? Or is it teachers? Is it kids, parents with kids at home that are doing homeschooling?
Yeah, well, it's really, really for everyone. So we say that the app is aimed from 0 to 8 years and beyond, but obviously it's for all abilities. And depending on what developmental stage they're at, you can sort of head to that sort of stage within the app. And so um, it's really aimed at parents, educators, and health professionals. So we would say for educators, it's got a really great library of activities that they can sort of just get its inspiration to do with their kids in the classroom. And then with health professionals, it's great for them to be using if they're doing some play therapy for in practice. But it's also a great resource that they can then refer their parents to be able to use, and just to be able to encourage to build more play in at home with their children as well. And so, yeah, so we would say parents of 0 to 8+ years is that perfect sort of demographic that works for.
Yeah. And even like just then when you're talking about it, and because I have had a play with it, I think it's amazing, is like even within a classroom, especially the younger years, they set up, say, multiple activities for kids to move around. You know, that activity could be on an iPad there for them to actually watch what they have to do, and they're there at the activity. And because it's so colorful and playful looking, that the kids would love that. Like that's integrating that both that physical, but they get to watch it and engage. For kids that maybe aren't quite wanting to join in the activity, I know that that would definitely drag some kids in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so within the app, there's each activity has got a little video showing the activity in, and it's not like stepping through instructions or anything, just showing the
No.
overall how the play activity sort of sets up and works. And then there's instructions, and then there's the ingredients list and the items that you need on hand. So it steps you through all how to set it up. But yes, you could just play the little video within each activity to say, hey, this is what you do, and kids would love to be able to look at a screen. But
Yeah, just the visual.
the ultimate game
Yeah.
is to get kids off screens, and because I think in
Oh,
this world,
definitely. Yeah.
involuntarily, the pressure of technology that we have on our children, absolutely including mine, we're in a terrible space for a lot of reasons at the moment. But I think that
Yeah.
the ultimate goal is to try to get kids to use screens less. And if they learn how to play and realize that there's so many benefits and play is fun, hopefully we'll win that little war for some against the screen. And I
Definitely.
think that's the legacy we want to leave behind, because kids are forgetting how to play, and we want this to just be a reminder that play is so important, and we want to see as many children playing as much as possible.
And I suppose you're also looking at the demographic of parents. Like we knew how to play because we didn't have screens, but the next lot of parents that are coming through, you know, your what are they? They're millennials. Like they maybe are on that cusp, aren't they, of parents who maybe use the internet for play. And so it's actually giving them the inspiration to then go, oh, how about this? So they've got, you know, the ideas, isn't it, from your app?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's the in this world of parenting, we are so bombarded with the pressures, and we're torn between all of these expectations of you've got to feed well, you've got to sleep well, you've got to dress well, you've got to do all the different things that you do as a parent, and to actually then have the creativity and headspace to come up with different play activities and ideas at each different age and stage is like an impossible task. So we just hope that this app will alleviate that overwhelm when it comes to play, that you've just got things at your fingertips, and you can kind of, within the app, you can select an activity, put it in the planner and say, next week I want to do these activities. So then you can tick off the items that you need to have on hand to be able to do them. You're all set up for a week in advance, and you can say, okay, now we're going to do those activities. And hopefully that alleviates overwhelm, and actually gets you playing rather than just putting it in the too hard basket and not getting to it.
Yes, which I hear a lot of, because when I'm decluttering people's homes, they've got all the toilet rolls and they've got all the plastic lids and all the little things that they're going to do activities for, which take up a lot of space. But they don't have maybe necessarily the inspiration or the ideas to do it. So it's just sitting there and it's taking up space and it's just clutter in the home. So I think by having your app, people could go, oh, I don't need that because I'm not doing that activity. Oh, but I am going to be doing that in the next week. Then they can accumulate the things that they need for the activity rather than the other way around is what I see in so many houses.
I'm so guilty of having a massive toilet roll collection for the one day that we're going to do the toilet roll art and crafty activities. And I'm sure there's so many toilet rolls sitting around dormantly waiting.
Yep, in a little box or a little container. Oh, well, it's actually usually quite big, but taking up a bit of space and at the back of the cupboard. And it's like, oh, we forgot all about them. Oh, I'm sure you did because it's not in your visual line of sight. So what other, with the app, do you want to just walk through a couple of things so people know what sort of activities they could be using from it?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I love how it's got the breaking.
Oh, the which one?
I love how it's broken down. So you could actually search by age, you can search by activity, you can search by, there's so many different ways to actually search within it.
Yeah, that's right. And so, as you explained, you can either go in and depending if you've got a 3-year-old, you can go in and search for age and a 3-year-old. So, and then you can drill down and filter as well. You say, well, I've got a 3-year-old, but I want to do something messy and sensory, or there's educational, creative, outdoor, practical life. So you can say, I want to do something for practical life. What sorts of things can I do? There's finger knitting. So obviously that's for a little bit older. There is DIY clothes folding board. So it's a cardboard board that you set up and you can fold, you learn how to fold a t-shirt nicely, which great skill to have from a young age.
I absolutely love that one. I definitely saved that and went, oh, I'm going to be sharing that with some families. Yeah, I loved it.
The toothbrushing sensory bag so that you can actually see where you've got to clean your teeth on that. And, that they're just some, and Gemma and Emma both have these beautiful ways of creating activities around the basic things that you need to learn. And I just haven't seen anything like it. There'll be little activities with photos. So if Dad's away, and Em's husband used to do a lot of sort of distant work with the army and was in and out. And so the girls would always have these gorgeous little photos of Dad around in different ways to so that he was sort of always with them and their face recognition and everything else. So there's a beautiful range of different activities. You can also really sort of drill down into understanding how play works and how it affects different skills. And so you could actually search for a type of skill and you're like, at the moment, I really want to work on some fine motor skills. And that might be sort of working on building up some hand strength with fine motor and eventually building up to pen skills and writing. But you could go in there and find I'm just finding a little example. Mermaid sensory world with fluffy slime. So they're really kind of getting their hands in there. There's a change table toy grab. So even from a very young age, there's all sorts of little things that you can be doing to, I think that just froze. There's all sorts of little bits and pieces that you can start from a very young age on those fine motor skills and building into handwriting or whatever you're sort of aiming for.
Oh no.
Did that cut out?
It did cut out. I got the mermaid slime and then it just cut out. But I don't know. It might have, because it's still uploading. So it might have, that's the best thing about recorded. Riverside. It will still have recorded your end. Yeah. So whatever you were saying, it would still, so it'll upload at the end. It'll say, mine's uploaded yours. It's just to do with our internet connections. So so that's one good thing about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I forgot what I was going to say to you about it.
When I was just talking about, working on fine motor skills and play and building into writing skills.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. So this then would be really great to work because a lot of families have therapists now. Like it wasn't back in our day, we didn't have therapists and families have got to say a therapist for their child for say maybe it is to do with fine motor skills, but this means that the families can actually do the activities at home and use the app, which would be so useful rather than, an OT might tell you a few activities and you go home and you're like, I've forgotten what were they? if you need that visual, you've got that visual on the app to actually help you with coming up with the activities, which is a great way, I think.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, a play therapist or psych or whoever, or OT, who wants the parents to be able to do some home, they can say, go home and try the mermaid slime activity. But then it will lead them off into trying different activities around that as well. And the more they sort of feel comfortable exploring different activities, the better. But like the psychologist or whoever they're working with might have a really specific idea of the activities that would be really good for them to be trying at home. So it is good. It's and it makes it really simple, that it's, again, lessons that overwhelm, or even if it was a piece of paper that they take back, it's a lot of reading, but they can just look at the video, look at the items they need, and get it rolling.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know about you, but I have, like, in my Pinterest, YouTube, and also on Instagram, I have folders that are educational activities from even when my kids were little that I have saved. I would just love one app that you just go in there and it's all saved in one spot. Again, just reducing that mental clutter.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest one, because it's so many people have got that, and especially with play, there is a heap of play accounts out there and so many endless play ideas. You don't necessarily need the app to be able to find the different play activities, but it is everywhere, and you're like, where did I save that one? What have I got?
Yeah.
And or it's just in a format that isn't really easily accessible to work out what items you need. So to be able to just have it all in one place was our goal as well. And the problem is, you think, I'm just going to go and find that mermaid slime recipe that I saw over on someone's Instagram. I saved it, but I'll just have to go in there. And before you know it, you've gone down a rabbit hole on Instagram, and 20 minutes later, you've wasted 20 minutes that you could have been setting up the play activity. I mean, I think everyone's guilty of rabbit holes. So just to have to go into those platforms and know that it's all in one place, and that you can favorite them. There's a suggested activity for each child that you've got set up. You can have a little profile with an alias name. You don't have to
yes, that's right.
And so there'll be a suggested activity for Bobby and Tommy on that day. And then, or you can just be searching through for the ages and working out the activities. You can favorite them. You can put them in the planner. You can really sort of have it all set up so that there's just no doubt, when you've got limited time and you want to quickly set something up, you've got on hand ready to go.
Yeah, which is fantastic. I love that. That's a really big benefit of the app. So what is one thing that you wish the listeners would do to encourage more play in their house?
Well, apart from getting the app, I mean, I honestly think that is such a good place to start. But it's making a conscious effort. Within the app, there's also a suggested list of supply items. And it's not a super long list. We've gone with some really basic things, but it can be as easy as setting up a water play activity and just having some cups and pouring water. And I think when you notice the difference in your children, because they just become more present and they can really sort of play and focus and things like that, I think the small steps you take to realizing the benefits will encourage you to do more and more. So it's just taking that one small step, allowing the kids to get a bit dirtier and a bit messier. Do it outside if you're really averse to having the mess inside. And with the weather warming up down here, it's perfect time as well. But just really start small and simple, and then sort of layer on from there if you choose that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah, I'm sure that's because that is one of the things that I will find when I'm working with kids and parents. And the kids might be like, they'll play for a bit with us and they'll do the decluttering, but then they'll get distracted and they'll be like, because mum's working with me, they'll be like, Mum, can we do paint? And she's like, no way, you're not doing paint. And they're like, oh, we never do paint. And I'm like, oh, and so I do see parents say, oh, I just can't deal with all of the mess. So it's also that finding those really small things that aren't too messy that they're going to be able to clean up and just start, and then see, like I love, like you just said, see those benefits that the kids are getting before they'll then go, oh, okay, maybe I will go a little bit further and a little bit messier.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the more that the kids get the opportunity to do it, the less messy they would be as well. I mean, if you
Yeah.
look at Emma's Instagram page, her little
Mm.
ones have got the paints out and everything else. There's just their natural thing that they're doing every day. Um, they're not making a huge mess because they're actually really quite skilled and capable with it. So yeah, the more you do it, the less messy and less chaotic it really is, probably.
Yeah, and you just get used to it. So the kids will get used to that routine and putting things away and knowing what the procedures are. Like it's like learning, isn't it? Those
Yeah, that's
steps that
right.
we need to do to pack away. And once they've, done it a few times, it's definitely going to help.
Yeah, I mean, and in the kinders that my kids went to,
Yeah.
they always have a pack up song, so you can always have a pack up song at
Oh,
home
yeah.
as well to encourage the packing up time, which is just as important as the playing time.
Playing time. So where is the best place for listeners to like connect with you and check out the app? Like, can they go and have a like, is there a free trial or to have a look at, what it actually looks like?
Yes, absolutely. So there's a 7-day free trial with the app at the moment. You can download it from the App Store or Google Play Store. You can jump onto our Instagram or our website. Our website's playalldayapp.com.au. And so, yes, you can download the app, start a subscription for 1 month, 6 months, or 12 months,
Yeah.
and you get a 7-day free trial with all of those. And at the moment, we do have a launching VIP members option as well. And so if you sign up for the 6 or 12 months, we're going to be doing an online group session with Emma, Gemma, and I, and just talking about the foundations of play and understanding more on that. There'll be some
Oh,
Q&A time in there as well. So anyone who signs up to the 6 or 12 months, probably by the middle of October, will get into that as well. And we also have some special vouchers from the brands that we love as well, which is over $100 worth of vouchers in there as well that we're sending out as well for those founding members. So
oh, that's fantastic. Oh, thank you
yeah,
so much, Jack, for your time and just sharing
pleasure.
all of your business knowledge really as well for people listening. And yeah, and I can't wait for people to go and check out the app because I don't have kids young enough to use it now, but I think it's a fantastic thing. I actually just loved playing with it myself and all the activities.
Thanks, Naz. Appreciate you having me on. It's been fun.
Oh, my pleasure.